A buddy of mine asked me how I make my videos. More specifically, he asked me for some help making some videos of his own. So I thought, why not make a video about making videos? So here we go. This is my process that I go through to make my YouTube videos. Granted, some of you out there might get a big chuckle out of it, and some of you might learn something. Here we go. First thing that you got to understand is when I do my videos, I film everything on my iPhone. Everything. I don't have a GoPro. I don't have a Mobius that works anymore or any other HD recording device besides 2 iPhones. So I use those, and I use Apple's cloud to sync everything together. So what I do is after I have all my videos shot is I go over here into photos and I make an album for myself. For instance, call it new project. And then I would go into all of my photos and drag and drop what I wanted to into this folder. So I've already done this for my next video that I'm going to work on. You can see those 21 items selected there. So the next thing that I do to get organized is I want to make sure that I have a good understanding of what all the video is that I have. So I take all of the photos that are in Photos and I drag and drop them out to a new folder on my hard drive where I'm going to start working on the project. And this particular video had 2 cameras, so I've labeled things C1 and C2 for camera 1, camera 2, and then basically what order they were shot in and a brief description about what the footage contains. So for example, C1-1 intro and start. So obviously here, camera 1, I have given an intro and I'm starting to talk about what we're going to do in the video. I also have a C2 intro, which has that same audio, and I'll be able to sync those in the editing software when the time comes. So, next question is, what editing software do I use? The editing software that I use is Adobe Premiere. And this is a subscription that I pay for, and it's about 20 bucks a month. So we'll pull that open, wait for it to load, and continue to wait for it to load. And I haven't done anything on this, so I'm going to create a new project. I'm going to browse to where I want that project to be. Just pick a new video folder. And there, I already have my coming unglued folder for this. So I'm going to put my project file, which contains all of the sequences and everything that I'm going to edit, all in the same folder. You can choose to separate out those folders, organize it however you want, put your audio in one folder, that kind of thing. For me, I just put it all in the folder, one flat space. Then again, my videos are not that complex or have that many pieces to them, so it's easy to keep track of. Okay, so we have the project file there, and popping up on the screen shortly should be the actual Adobe window where I can work. Here it comes. Alright, so you notice that takes up pretty much the whole screen. So what I'm going to do is come in here and again find all of my files that I have already named. And then I'm going to drag them into the media section here. And that's basically going to create a link between Adobe Premiere and where those files are located. So that means if you move the files, you're going to have a problem with your project, unless you move the project file along with it so it's in the same relative directory. Okay, so I'm going to hit the assembly window up here. Notice each one of these gives me a slightly different editing window where I can adjust different components of the video. So for right now, we're just in the beginning, so I'm going to go to assembly. And the first thing that I usually do is I start with my intro and start sequence. So let's go ahead and pull that in. I'm just going to drag it down here, get things started, and there we go. You can see that I have the video clip and I have it in this whole sequence here. So the first thing that I need to do is figure out where I need to cut this, because I need to put in my actual intro sequence, which will be the next thing. So basically what this involves is letting the video play, figuring out where the beginning and end is, and clipping out the rest.
Thanks everybody for joining this episode of Rover.
Okay, so I didn't say anything until that spot. So I'm going to come in here and see where that audio starts. So one of the things that I'm going to do is just take this first portion and just drag it up to my marker there. And that way the video starts right at that place. And then to get rid of any excess space, I'm just going to do a ripple delete. And ripple delete will delete anything, any extra space that clip has, plus anything that is going with it will shift with it automatically, which is very handy. Alright, so let's figure out where I should end this clip for this intro sequence. Go ahead and play.
Thanks everybody for joining this episode of Rover. Today, you caught me with my pants. Alright.
Okay, I think I want that to be the end. So, I'm going to go ahead and mark it as the end. Want that to stop. Now what I need to do is add in my regular intro sequence, my title shots in other words, if you will. So the way I'm going to do that is, now that I have this clip cut, I'm going to go ahead and slide it over. And what I need to do is get that intro clip in here. So I'm going to go back to my files. And I'm going to move a couple files over there that I know I'm going to need later. And one of them is this title snap I draw. That's how I make my little title shots, like you can see here. Then I'm going to steal my intro movie. And what else do I want to get a copy of? I'm looking for the audio files, but I don't see them in there. So I'm going to make a copy. I'm going to go ahead and paste them over here. I got two audio files, so I'll get copies of those. Put them over here as well. There we go. Here is the intro sequence I was looking for. Copy that. It's over here as well. Just going to grab those three items that I copied over and drag them into the box over here. And as you can see, the audio files show up and my little intro shows up as well. I'm going to go ahead and drop my intro in there. And I'm going to do something with this part in here in the middle. but I haven't decided yet. So I'm just going to go straight to my intro and we'll see how it goes. So this is what that looks like.
I'm going to use some acetone to try to get this out.
And you get the idea from there. Now I forgot how to link these clips together by audio, but that is my next step. That's what I need to do now. So let me figure that out. Okay, so that worked. So I'm going to go ahead. Whoops. I want to slide that. Don't forget to save your project often. And a lot of this is sitting around rewatching the same video over and over again, deciding where you're going to cut and split it. Lots of fun. So I'm just chopping out all of the unusable bits from this clip, like I might do on that part right there. So I'm just chopping out all of the unusable bits from this clip. So now we have our first clip edited into place. So now let's go back, and that was a pretty long one. So there were lots of cuts into that. And that takes up the first, 6 minutes and 45 seconds of video. So that was quite a long clip. And we have our intro in there as well. So that's what I'm looking for now, is our short intro clip. And what I'm gonna do is just add some effects to this so that it makes that transition a little bit smoother. And I am a fan of the cross dissolve, so I'm just going to drop that in there right on the clip. Sometimes it goes over here, straddles both clips, sometimes it just hits one. I'm not quite sure what the difference is, why it does it one time and not the other. So it's got to be something I'm doing, but I just don't know what. If you know, tell me in the comments below, please. Please. Okay, so we'll see how that looks now.
Going to take some safety precautions. First of all, the goggles.
I think that's pretty good. Let's move to the end. And let's drop our second clip in there. So that's 2 clips finished, and we're already about an hour and 14 minutes into the process. We still need to add transitions to everything, add some incidental music for the background, and do our, do we have an end sequence? Do I do an end sequence? Do an end sequence if we have an end sequence. And anyway, do the outro. We are back, and it is the next day. I realized that I have lost some of my footage, or I didn't film it in the first place. So I have no end to the video that you're watching right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and make one, and I'm gonna finish showing you what I wanted to show you in the video that I was making in this video. So we're gonna be watching a video of me making this video as you're watching it.
Try here. Stop.
Since I forgot to show you how I add music to the videos, I'm going to do that now. So we'll switch over to Premiere again and get going. So I just simply take one of my audio files, grab it, drag it, and put it on the audio track line that I wanted to start. And in this case, I wanted to start about right here. But if I preview this,
First thing that you gotta understand.
it's pretty loud, so we need to turn that down. I'm going to open this up, and then this gives me access to this line here, which is my volume control. So I'm going to hit Control once, Control again at the beginning, slide that all the way there. And now what I've done is I've created a fade in for the music.
First thing that you gotta understand.
It doesn't get really loud and annoying until after it comes up. So what I'm going to do for the rest of this audio clip is move the volume all the way down to about negative 17 decibels. And we'll see how that sounds.
First thing that you gotta understand is when I do my videos, I film everything on my iPhone.
I think that's still a little loud, so I'm going to take it down a little bit
No
more.
problem.
Just want incidental music for the background. Don't want to overwhelm the voice or anything like that.
First thing that you gotta understand is when I do my videos, I film everything on my iPhone. I don't have a GoPro. I don't have a Mobius that works anymore or any other.
That sounds pretty good to me. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it there. So there we go. We have added our incidental music audio track. We'll just scroll through here. And as you can see, our audio is ended. So I can either grab that one or I can grab this other one and pull it in. And that's what I'm going to do here. So to make sure that this transition isn't weird, I can see that the audio is dropping off here, which is fine. And in fact, I'm going to go ahead and pull that in just a bit. That one closer. And I'm going to do the same thing here by holding down my command key and clicking. And those are what you call keyframes. I guess it's just an indication of, there we go, back in 19 decibels, of which frame to begin or stop the action on.
Intro and start sequence. So let's go ahead and hold that. Start with my intro and start sequence. So let's go ahead.
So that ramped up pretty good, and it's not too loud.
I'm just going to drag it down here. Get things started.
Oh, now that's getting a little too loud, so I'm going to make it quieter.
Intro and start sequence. So let's go ahead and hold that in. I'm just going to drag it down here.
Now we're getting to the big waveforms. Let's see if it's too loud.
And there we go. You can see that I have the video clip.
I think that's good. That is going to do it for this video. The next step would obviously be to film an outro, which is what I'm doing now. And then I'm going to add that into the video, finish layering the audio track underneath, and then I'll do my little closing sequence with the like, comment, subscribe. My intent with this video was to show basically what goes into making a YouTube video, not necessarily a tutorial of how to use Premiere or a tutorial of how to make a YouTube video. Just wanted to give a broad overview and show my buddies what I do and a little bit of how I do it. If nothing else, I hope this video has inspired you to try something new. Try something out of your comfort zone. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. Spread your wings and try something new.